Internet, and welcome to 2026. It's January 4 of the brand new year, and like a lot of YouTubers, I'm sure I could actually come up with a video about resolutions today. But the thing is, for each and every year that I'm on this planet, my resolutions basically stay the same. They are keep lifting and getting fitter, and keep getting richer. Actually, it's more keep working on my debt pile, and then once that's gone, I can start to get rich, which in terms of a video would be over like that. And so we're not doing that. We're not checking out resolutions. But 2026, this brand new year, has presented me with a few things to do already. So let's explore what's on my to-do list for 2026. Hopefully you can help me out with some advice across the journey, and hopefully I can get it done before 2027. Morning YouTube, and welcome to my first video of this brand new year. It's Al from One Man Many Plans, and it's been quite some time since I actually put anything to YouTube. I'd like to tell you I've been busy, but it's just more sort of life stuff and Christmas and work and, you know, running out of inspiration. But hey, it's a brand new year. It's the time to get back on the horse, or in this case, the video camera. And if you have been following my journey, you might have noticed the eyeball is back. Once upon a time was my mic of choice for recording up YouTube stuff. Then I moved to a wireless solution. The reason it's back is because the wireless solution actually ended up in the washing machine. The problem with these things are that they are so conveniently small that I had this in my back pocket. My pants went through the wash, and I've just tried it earlier this morning to give this a go to see how it goes. And yeah, it's a bit cooked, so that's gone. One thing you may have also noticed, sign up the back, One Man Many Plans. It's missing the .com.au. And once upon a time, I would actually point to the website of the same name, where I'd blog about my adventures and my fixes and all of the things that I'm up to and the solutions that I've found and the journeys that I've been on and the lunatics that I've been dealing with. Unfortunately, that blogs is no longer a happening thing. It's a long story involving an ABN that I'll let expire, an Australian business number, and the fact that you need one to have a .com.au. And then I looked at the cost and I looked at the numbers coming in. I went, look, too hard basket, so no blog at this stage. It may come back because I really enjoy blogging, but not in any form anytime soon. So all of my stuff is going to be here primarily on YouTube. And we're just about to check out my 5 things that I need to really get a crunch on and get done in 2026. And I reckon if you're really feeling helpful in this new year, perhaps that is your resolution. I'm going to be more helpful. Well, I'll give you a hint. Number 5 involves building this channel. So a like and subscribe at this stage of the video would be absolutely ideal if you want to jump on board. But that's the very, very last thing on my list this year. There's more pertinent problems and things to deal with and fun projects to get involved. So let's take a look after this short word from our sponsors.
Introducing the all-new Snail Fog Driver 2000 for when you need to get from A to B in the fog and not in any great hurry. Who needs fast when you've got a snail?
Wow, wasn't that a great ad? I would certainly buy whatever they were advertising or sign up to their service or invest heavily in whatever that was. Anyway, welcome to it. To-do list 2026, plenty on my plate. Let's start with number 1. Unfortunately, it is still the Ender 3 V2 problems persisting. Last year, I'm going to say midway through last year, I started having problems in the fact that I would go to print something, it would print the first layer if I was lucky, and then it'd just go, no, I'm not going to push any more filament through the extruder. And I popped up a couple of videos about the whole process. You can check them out on this channel. Long story short, I have been slowly but surely upgrading things just to work out where the problem lies. And I'm still not exactly 100% sure on where the problem lies. Who knows what it could be, to be honest, because I have given this thing a brand new head. It's got a bamboo head, and I'll pop the details. I don't have the technical specs on this, but I will pop them down in a comment after I press upload on this video. It's got a bamboo head that basically heats up in no time flat. So you save seconds getting it all ready to go. I haven't printed anything successfully with this new bamboo head, but it certainly looks the goods with its blue anodized steel. That's in there ready to go. It's also got a brand new motherboard because this one I deemed the original 4.2.2 board from Creality, I figured was cooked. And I figured maybe that's my problem. Maybe there's something there that's not printing like it should or not extruding like it should. So into the bin that went. Well, it's still here for the time being. And I bought a brand new SKR3 E3 Mini 33333. Again, the details of this board are down below, but basically a new motherboard. And it's been a bit of a mission and a half to get that in, get it all synced properly, and the firmware side of things with Marlin. I've got to say a massive thank you to Perplexity AI. They are not a sponsor of mine. It's just a service that I use. So many times I've had to throw questions in. What does this mean? What does this mean? Why is it doing this thing? And Perplexity usually sorted it out, which is great. The only problem is we got to a point where everything was in and synced and working and still not printing. Still got issues with the printer at the moment. So I've ordered a new cable for the E-stepper motor. Hopefully that will do the trick. My last gasp solution after that, after all that's done, if that doesn't actually get anything working, because at the moment the motor is just juddering, and I thought maybe it's a bent wire somewhere. So we'll see how we go. If that doesn't work, I'll get a new E-stepper motor, and if that doesn't work, the whole entire thing will go into the bin, because I'm absolutely jack of it. And the fact that I have to keep buying more and more parts just to get it to do what it originally intended to do. Has printed for quite some time, which is great, but there's no end of frustration to this particular thing. So that's one of my big things for 2026 is actually getting this printing and, being able to print something without having to take it apart again and again and again. I know that's partly my fault because I bought an N3 V2, which is very, very hands-on, but you live and learn. Unless you want to give me your printer, bamboo something on. I don't know. It's entirely up to you. Maybe you feel really, really giving in 2026. Let me know. Okay, the next project on my list for this year is going to be another fun one, and I'm really looking forward to this because it has been quite some time, and that is brew a beer. Yes, I haven't done any home brewing for a while. On this channel, you'll see me go through the amazing kit that is the Cooper's beer making kit, DIY beer makers kit, which I got for Father's Day, I think it was, a couple of years back, and that's when I made my first brew, and I just haven't got around to buying the ingredients and picking up the stuff and getting ready to give it another go around. And so I'm really looking forward to this. I can't even remember when I bought this, the Dark Ale kit from Cooper's. It's got the wort ready to go. It's got the yeast in a little sachet under the lid. It's ready to rock and roll. I just need a few more things to add to it, including the brew enhancer and the other bits that they recommend, and to find a good recipe. So if you've used this and you've come up with a dark ale that absolutely rocks, please let me know what you actually did to get it to perfection, because any tips gratefully received. As I said initially, when I got into brewing years and years ago, I was up in the Gold Coast, and postage was actually affordable, so I could buy some milled grain from a grain producer and actually make it from scratch, boil it up on the barbecue and, let it cool down and all of those things. And I really, really enjoyed that. We fast forward to now, and postage to just a kilo and a bit, a small batch load of stuff to do some home brewing has become hideously expensive. And with no local brewing shops that I'm aware of around town, it's one of those things that I'm back to using extract tins, but on a great note, this makes so much beer. So, like I said, if you've got any recipes for a dark ale that you can recommend, even a link, or just say, hey, search for Jimmy Jones's Dark Ale Remedy 2002 or whatever it is, please let me know in a comment below. Really looking forward to knocking up another batch, because it's one of those things that, sometimes you have a hard day, sometimes it's a hot day. I mean, it's going to be like 34 today here in the summer here in Australia, so I would definitely appreciate a cold beer in the fridge at the end of it, and hopefully soon I will have a lot of cold beers to actually have in the fridge. And I reckon I'll do another video of the making process when I get a good recipe. So, what's a good recipe? Let me know. So we're shifting gears for the third thing on my to-do list for 2026. Actually, more to the point, shifting perspectives, because my next issue is right over that side of the garage. It looks like this. Yeah, it's my 2012 Mazda 6. Great car, absolutely love it. I've done a little bit of content about it, including my next issue, which I'll get to in just a sec. But my current issue with this thing is that it's turning 14 in 2026. Happy birthday to you, reliable Mazda. But it's at that age where things start to wear out, and it's really starting to make a very, very annoying noise when driving. It's somewhere at the front. I thought it was the driver's side behind that very gummy looking wheel there. After a time, it'll start to groan. Normally, a lot of people on forums and the like have said, oh, it's got to be your lower control arms. Bit of a known problem with this thing, but we did take off the wheel recently and have a bit of a poke around, and it doesn't seem to be that. So I'm not exactly sure, although, interestingly, it comes and goes. This morning, I drove my son to his job at Macca's, and it didn't make a single noise. Later today, when I pick him up, and around lunchtime when it's far hotter and we're heading for an expected top of 34 degrees today, that's when it's going to make some noise. So it heats up. Now, the mechanic father-in-law, Baz, legend that he is thinking maybe it's actually a shocker, because the shocker would make noise when it warms up as compared to when it's cold. But look, it could be shocks, it could be the lower control arm, it could be something that I'm not thinking of. Please, if you've got one of these things, you've had the similar noise, you've got it sorted, a mechanic's taken a poke at it, you've taken it to a suspension expert, all of those kinds of things. Let me know, if you can, what you found it was and what the solution was. Because I was so close to buying another set of lower control arms until we took the wheel off and had a poke around and went, no, I don't think it's that. So I've saved myself a couple $100 there, but it could be. So that's going to be, off to the mechanics hopefully soon to give it a poke around and look, and hopefully not too expensive, because it's already been a busy 2026 with bills and all this stuff that I'm catching up with. And remember that first part where debt elimination before getting rich? There's a little bit of work to get through that first too. So I would post up a noise or a grab of the groaning noise, but it's not making it at the moment, which is really, really timely. So thanks, Mazda. Yes, we're back to the Mazda for number 4 on my list of to-dos to get done this year, and that is sort out the interesting Bluetooth problem that it's got. Although it's more a case of Samsung sorting out the interesting Bluetooth problem that I have than I do, because their update has effectively cut my Bluetooth in half. Now, I've done a couple of videos about this. I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing, but suffice to say, I really am getting annoyed by jumping in the car and having to tell my phone to turn the Mazda Bluetooth on and off, or at least the connection to it, every single time I want to use it. Once upon a time, I could jump in there, the car would detect my phone, the phone would start playing whatever I was playing before, be it music, podcast, audiobook. I would just drive, it'd kick in down the road, life was good. Unfortunately, no, it doesn't recognize that my phone's doing anything until I go to my phone itself and say, hey, turn it off, turn it on again, sometimes twice. 85% of the time it works, but geez, it's infuriating. So hopefully I will have an update in 2026 to actually say, yay, I fixed it, or more to the point, yay, Samsung fixed it, because they updated things and knocked it out. It'd be nice for them to update things and put it back to where it belonged. And my final thing on the to-do list this year is to produce more content. Now, naturally, I am writing. I'm still writing. I absolutely love writing. And if you weren't aware that I actually write books, there's a link down below in the comments, in the info section about where you can check out some of my books. And I am working on my latest one. I really, really enjoy writing sci-fi and those kinds of things. So if that's your jam, please check it out on Amazon. I'd certainly appreciate that. But the other part of content, naturally, I mentioned the fact that I'm not blogging so much anymore, is this, YouTube, and this particular channel, where 2 and a bit years now, I've lost the official count, I don't know, but I thoroughly enjoy everything from the scripting to the filming to the editing to the uploading and then working out what I'm going to do next. And even though I took my foot off the accelerator last year because there was a little bit on, I'm keen to get back into it and produce even more content about, well, just about everything, because we covered everything from shares to food to problems with my Mazda to 3D printing issues to classic gaming to role-playing books to Final Fantasy to all of those game books from the 80s and 90s. And I'm really, really keen to continue to do more of that kind of stuff. So if you're really enjoying this, whether it's this video or anything else, please, I'd love you to like, love you to subscribe, love your thoughts on anything. If you're like, no, get rid of that printer, tell me to get rid of that printer. No, the problem with your Mazda is actually this. It's the NOx sensor. It's not, but you can tell me that. Please keep those comments going. I would love to grow this to, the much coveted 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours thing. It's building up slowly. If I could make a little bit of money to put towards all of these projects, that would be absolutely fantastic. They'd go towards buying more beer ingredients, good stuff, possibly more parts to the 3D printer, but more importantly, probably an even better 3D printer, pay off the car, do all those things, take the family on holidays, those kinds of things, but I can't do that without your support. So if you're really enjoying this channel, if you want to see more stuff in 2026, if you want to be part of the journey, please, I'd love for you to be part of this. Like and subscribe, jump on board. Let's see how big we can build this, and let's see what I can come up with next. Before I go, I just wanted to wish you a very happy new year. 4 days into it, but plenty more left to go. And I hope that whatever plans you've got for this particular year, they are simple, they are easy, they are affordable, and you get that great sense of completing something. Or maybe many things. Maybe you've got far more than just 5 on your list for this year. Anyway, go forth and knock them out like I'm going to try and do. And I'll chat to you soon. Thanks for checking out my first video for 2026.